Welcome back, everyone, to Lemma's Creations DIY. My name is Tammy. Let's start crafting. Today's video is in part of the Sunday Funday collaboration. Every last Sunday of the month, both Deco Easy and Crafting Cousins host this wonderful challenge for any and all crafters. Both of these channels are super wonderful, amazing, caring crafters. I will have the links to their channels along with the playlist down in my description box. Please check out both Deco Easy and Crafting Cousins channels. You won't be disappointed. And don't forget, click on the playlist to see all the other wonderful crafters' creations. So I've seen this idea from very many people, where you take a jar, you dip it into the paint, and then you let the paint do its thing and run down the jar. So I have these 3 jars that I was collecting, and I dipped one in blue, one in like a beige mushroom color, and one in a very light green. Put them aside to dry. And this is how it turned out. The green one and the beige one kind of covered the entire jar, and the blue one, that's basically what I was looking for, but unfortunately the other 2 didn't work out. So we go and we try again. Taking 3 separate jars, these are pickle jars, I then try and do the exact same thing. I kind of like these jars better anyways because they're all the same height. So again, I do it in the blue, the beige, and the green. First, I put on some gloves because I don't want to get full of paint. Then I take the jar, turn it upside down, dip it in just a little bit less than I did last time, and let them do their things, and I do the same thing to the other 2 jars. Now, taking this sign that I had, it was kind of falling apart. I take off the little sawtooth screw hanger, and I give it a good sanding. And as I'm sanding, I'm realizing, oh hey, this backboard can pop right off. Look at that. Wouldn't that make it easier? So I go and I pull off the backing, and I try and pull off that paper there, but it's glued on there pretty well. I'm going to give it another coat of sandpaper. I do the same thing to the frame. Then again, I was sitting there thinking, well, why don't I just use the other side of this sign instead of trying to cover up all those letters? So I turned it around and I gave the back of the sign a nice coat of this Parisian gray. It's a chalk paint. I believe it's made by Folk Art. I give the back of the sign a good coat, and then I also give the frame a nice good coat. Here I am drying it with my heat gun because I hate waiting for paint to dry. Just takes so long to dry, and you just want to get your craft done because you've got it in your mind and you just, come on, let's get this done. Now, I've got these little knobs. They're really, really tiny. I take some black and some brown, and then I add some water in it to make it like a stain. First I mix it, of course. Then I add the water. Mix it up. And then taking a nice clean rag, I stain the little knobs. Some of them I stain the top and all around, and the other ones I just stain part of them because it's going to be glued to the bottom of this frame, which is now going to be a tray. Now, taking that cream mushroom color, I give the entire base of this tray just a nice distressing look with the beige. Just around the edges, a little in the middle, and I also do the frame of this tray. If you are new here, welcome. Love having you here. If you like what you see, please hit that subscribe button. Don't forget to like this video, and don't forget to press on that bell so you get all the notifications for when I upload a new video. If you like what you see, I do wood crafts, other kinds of crafts, trash to treasure, and many, many more. Now that the distressing is all done, excuse me, I'm going to take my ruler, and just the width of the ruler, I'm going to draw lines all the way down. And using my finger, I'm going to rub those lines to try and smush it in and make a little more definition in there and give it that shiplap look. And wherever I've done too much, I just go ahead and I erase it. I do this same technique all the way down. Sorry if you hear click-clacking around, my dog is wandering around. Now that that's all done, I go and I give it a nice light coat of sanding just to get it all mixed in together and make it look like all one. Now, taking this craft paper that I have, I adhere it to the back of this sign, which is now going to be a tray. This way, if anyone picks it up, it's all nice and covered and you don't see those words on the back. Just gluing it down with my glue gun and then taking a utility knife, I slice off the paper. Very pretty. Now it's time to put the two pieces together. Using some glue from my glue gun, I put it in the four corners and I place the bottom back in. Then I flip it around and taking my glue gun again, I run a small bead of glue all the way around where the frame matches the bottom. This way that it's nice and secure and it won't fall out. Ribbon time. I have this gray and white ribbon. I'm going to take it and glue it all the way around what we are now going to call a tray. I start on one end, put a little dab of glue, and I work my way all the way around till the ends meet up, putting glue here and there on each of the corners. Now it's time to add the feet. So I take two of the little knobs and I glue them all together, making 4 feet in total. Then I take those little feet and I glue it to the bottom of my tray, making it so it rises up just a bit off of wherever I was to put it, so it's not laying completely flat. Now taking this, it's a type of wire, I cut off a piece And then I measure another piece and I cut that off. We're going to make some handles out of these. Taking some beads that I had in my stash, I make a little loop kind of deal at the end, feed a bead through, add a little bit of glue to the end so that it stays on. Waiting for it to dry. Glue takes a bit to dry. And then I put like a brown and then a white and then a red, brown, white, red, and I continue until I get just about the entire piece of wire filled. And then I do the same thing for the second one. Now, placing where I want it, I take my glue gun, put some glue on the end of that wire, and I hide it in between the ribbon and the frame itself, securing it into place. And I do the same thing on the other side. And then again, I do the same thing for the other handle. Put some glue on the wire, and then I hide it in between the two. And there's my tray. And you can even pick it up by the handles. Now I was looking at it and thinking it needed something else, so we're going to make a bow. I take this burlap ribbon, I fold it in two, almost like those breast cancer ribbons or those other ones like that. Make a bow, partially bow. And then we do it again. Fold it, cut off a piece of twine, scrunch it up, scrunch it in the middle, hold it with my fingers, fix the tails and the bow, and then I wrap this twine around the middle, and I do 2 knots in the back to hold it into place. I'm not all that great at doing bows. I don't normally show me doing bows because I don't know what it is, but my hands just don't want to work with me when I try to do these. But I figured I'd show how I go about doing it. Takes me a little bit, but I get it all done in the end. Trimming the ends of the tails, and then I glue it onto my tray. Right in the middle there. Trim the tails again because they were a little too long. And there you have it. A nice little tray. And now it's time to add in the jars. So this is how the jars came out. That's the green one, that's the blue one, and that's the beige one. A little bit better than the first set, or the first ones I did. Taking some twine, making sure my jar doesn't roll away. I take a little bit of glue and I wrap it around the top there about 3 or 4 times. Just giving it something a little extra and to match the tray. I glue the other end into place. Cut off the end. And I do the same thing to the other 2 jars. Then taking that same twine, I make a finger bow. Just a plain finger bow. Or sorry, like a shoestring bow. Take the loops, and my fingers get all tied up again. Take the loops, feed them through each other, and I got a cute little bow. And then I glue it right into the middle where the ends met on the jar that I glued on before. I do the exact same thing to the 2 other jars. Now, taking some florals that I have in my stash, I pick out some pretty flowers and some tulips, add them to the jars, and set them in the tray. And there you have it, sitting on my table in my kitchen. I really like it. It's very, very pretty. It matches some of the stuff around in my house. I hope you enjoyed this video. I certainly had fun making this project for you guys. If you like what you're watching, please like this video, subscribe if you're new, and don't forget to hit that notification bell. If you would like, you can follow me on Instagram at Tammy-Lou Breault. Hope you have a nice day. Bye.